Hare Krishna. Welcome to morning Amrut Vani program. His Grace Kaustubha Krishna Prabhuji will be giving his transcendental words of wisdom. Bhakta Rameshwar Nayak Prabhuji will be reading the Nama Amrita. Welcome to everyone once again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. Nama Amrita. In Kali Yuga, chanting the holy name is more important than accepting sannyasa for attaining self-realization. In this age of Kali Yuga, sannyasa is prohibited because persons in this age are all Shudras and cannot follow the rules and regulations of sannyasa life. It is very commonly found that so-called sannyasis are addicted to nonsense, even to having private relationship with women. This is abominable situation in this age. Although they dress themselves as sannyasis, they still cannot free themselves from the four principles of sinful life, namely illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. Since they are not free from these four principles, they are cheating the public by posing as swamis. In Kali Yuga, the injunction is that no one should accept sannyasa. Of course, those who actually follow the rules of regulations must take sannyasa. Generally, however, the people are unable to accept sannyasa life, and therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stressed, Kalau nasti, eva nasti, eva nasti, eva gatir anyatha. In this age, there is no other alternative, than to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. The main purpose of sannyasa life is to be in constant companionship with the Supreme Lord, either by thinking of Him within the heart or hearing Him through oral reception. In this age, hearing is more important than thinking, because one's thinking may be disturbed by mental agitation. But if one concentrates on hearing, he will be forced to associate with the sound vibration of Krishna. Krishna and the sound vibration Krishna are non-different. So if one loudly vibrates Hare Krishna, he will be able to think of Krishna immediately. This process of chanting is the process of self-realization in this age. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya preached it so nicely for the benefit of all humanity. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.24.35. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी की जय, श्री श्री ललिता सखी विशाखा सखी की जय, श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान की जय, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय, समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय, मॉर्निंग जप प्रोग्राम की जय, अमृतवाणी की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. Today's Amritwani is mainly about the renunciation of the family life, that is taking sannyas or not to take sannyas. Vidura, who had left his house, he asked Maitra Muni as to what is the importance of taking sannyas. So Maitra Muni explained that Lord himself, he created 4 varna and 4 ashrama. In varna, he created Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Mostly in Kali Yuga, we are Shudras. And in ashram, he created brahmacharya, grahastha, vanprastha, and sannyas. And this was prescribed in the Vedas. So Maitreya is giving the example of Kardam Muni, who was the son of Brahma. He followed the brahmacharya very sincerely and strongly. But Brahma came to him that I gave you the birth to create more and more the creation, to run the world. So Kadamani married to Devahuti, and from her he had 9 daughters and 1 son. One son was Kapil Dev, who was the Lord himself, who had taken birth on the request, that is, on the demand of Devahuti. After Kadambani, he got his daughters married to different rishis, very well knowing that Kapil Dev is the God himself who had taken birth in his house. But still, being the strict follower of the Vedas, he left the house for sannyas, and thinking that when he goes in the jungles, he will be always thinking about the Lord. Otherwise, if he remains in Grasta Jivan, maybe his mind may get disturbed. That was in Satyug and Treta Yuga and other yugas where the people took the sannyas and left. But Prabhupada, in his purport, he says that in Kali Yuga, even though the people take sannyas, but they get in contact with the women, or they take to taking charash and ganja and other things. So they are not sannyasis. He said that Gardamuni's example is very instructive, for in spite of having the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his son, he left home just to obey the authority of the Vedic injunction. Gardamuni states here, the main purpose of his leaving home while traveling all over the world as a mendicant, he would always remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, and thereby be freed from all the anxieties of material existence. In this age of Kali Yuga, sannyas is prohibited because persons in this age are all Shudras and cannot follow the rules and regulations of sannyas life. It is very commonly found that so-called sannyasis are addicted to nonsense. This age, although they dress themselves as sannyasis, they still cannot free themselves from the 4 principles of sinful life, that is, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. Since they are not freed from these 4 principles, they are cheating the public by posing as sannyasis. In Kali Yuga, the injunction is that no one should accept sannyas. Of course, those who actually follow the rules and regulations must take sannyas, like in ISKCON. The people, the Maharajas, are all sannyasis, but they strictly follow these 4 principles. and they follow the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Generally, however, people are unable to accept sannyas life, and therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stressed, Kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gati anyata. In this age, there is no other alternative, no other alternative than to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The main purpose of sannyas life is to be in constant companionship with the Supreme Lord, either by thinking of Him within the heart or hearing of Him through oral reception. In this age, hearing is more important than thinking because one's thinking may be disturbed by mental agitation. But if one concentrates on hearing, he will be forced to associate with the sound vibrations of Krishna. Krishna and the sound vibration, Krishna, are non-different from each other. So, if one loudly vibrates Hare Krishna, he will be able to think of Krishna immediately. This process of chanting is the best process of self-realization in this age. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya preached it so nicely for the benefit of all the humanity. So we should keep on chanting instead of taking the sannyas, living in the Grasta Jivan, still following the 4 regulative principles. We can be liberated and go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Samasta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.